Today we're going to be making some arrows. So we're making flu arrows. These are categorized by these large fletchings where on a normal arrow here, they're real small and we're trying to cut drag. These are actually acting to add drag. That way your arrow slows down a lot faster. And why do we want this? It's for shooting aerial targets. We have a video on shooting aerial targets. Instead of having an arrow that just flies forever away, these slow down and should fall within 100 yards of where you shoot them, 120, somewhere in there. These go on just like any other fletching, so it's the same process between fletching these and others. We're doing a 3 fletch on these. All of our arrows that we go through here, we put on with CA glue. How I always start is with the odd feather out.
You start by setting our fletchings in there. I always pull it out just a little bit so that when I push down on it, it's clamped in. Take our glue. We put just a little bit across there. Run that right up against the back. Push down. And that clamp with that magnet on there will hold the correct tension on that so that it can cure up. Then, while that one's curing, we grab the next one. Rinse and repeat on these. Just enough to hold it on. We don't want glue running down into these. We don't want to cover the whole arrow in a bunch of glue. One of the main reasons that people like flu arrows is for stumping or just shooting around. They are a lot of fun as target practice arrows. They're easier to find. They're not going to get lost as easily. And if you're shooting around and you're shooting at stumps, random trash you find walking around, you may as well use flus because they're going to be a lot easier to find. You can't really shoot big game animals with flus just because there's a chance that it'll hear you and get out of the way. Flus make a lot of noise, but they make all of that noise just because of how much drag's created. You can also do flus without fletchings using like yarn. I've seen where somebody will take actually wooden arrow shafts and tie like what looks like almost a mop around the back of it, and that's their flu because all you really need is something that'll slow that arrow down really fast, because you're not going to be using these past about 30 yards. We got back to our first one from the last one. We rotate that and then we switch over, and it's the exact same process. Set the quill, measure it out. Our jig's indexed, make sure all of that's right. I like 4-fletched personally over 3-fletch, but 4-fletched is going to have more drag. All arrows are going to have drag from the fletchings, and the shield cut are going to have way worse drag than the parabolics. The shield cut look better, and the actual difference in them isn't that much. That's the monotonous part of arrow making. It's really fun. Just when you're doing these and you got 2 dozen of the same one to make. That'll get you. Half dozens aren't that bad to make. Full dozens gets a little tedious. And we hit the end again. So we get to come all the way back, grab that, and put on our final fletching. This might be the most boring video in the world. Hey, this weird long-haired guy, he's gonna make arrows for you. Cool. It's just redneck ASMR at that point. Oh, here's where we found. Now sometimes this will happen. You've got 2 options where your jig didn't hold it down right. First option is to go in there, do what I'm gonna do. Just put a little bit of glue. Don't move your jig at all. Set it right like that. grab your clamp, reset, grab it up a little higher, push it right back down, and let it get set. Now, this is why I like this stuff. Accelerant. And back to putting on glue. Back to the first one. Now what we do is just put a little bead on each of those. And then I like to come in here, just take off that little bit, come over here, set those so that they can fully cure. There's another one that all that accelerant is, I have no idea what the chemical makeup is. I don't know where it came from. I'm assuming Amazon, but all it does is it forces that CA to cure almost instantly.
Does it smell like dog poop over here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I thought I was crazy. Not gonna lie, there probably is some over here. That dog. Yeah, don't get CA and accelerant mixed on your hand. It is altogether unpleasant. And lacquer thinner doesn't take CA off of your hands. Alrighty, that's kind of all there is to it. Glue them, watch them, don't let there be any drips on them. And then after that, they're ready to shoot. Assuming that you get your tips in. These already have them in there. But normally, I set them like this. I'll put CA on the insert, push the insert, wipe off the insert, and then let the weight of the arrow, as it all cures, hold it together. But yeah, that's kind of all there is to it.